Okay, now I'm all fired up because I got a message on Instagram, which is, it's fine. It's fine that she sent me a message. That's not what I'm annoyed with. The message, she was asking me my thoughts on what I think about this woman who shared these other messages about beef liver and how like too much of a good thing isn't a good thing, and how the Weston A. Price model of how good beef liver once was is now outdated. And she asked me what I thought. And I said, I don't care. I don't care what someone online has to say about beef liver. Like, yes, I make my own beef liver. Yes, I sell my own beef liver. And like, I don't even want to fucking sell it to you if you have no access. Like, if you can't check in and ask, like, you know what, is it here for me to get beef liver? If you don't have that capability, do not buy my beef liver. Don't buy it. I'm not going to sell it to you. You need to have access. So like, that's what I think. Like, you want to know what I think? That's what I think. That's what I said. And now I'm just on this tirade about it because you can find anything to validate your stupid fucking belief system. If you want to believe that vaccines are good, then you'll find evidence out there for that. If you want to believe that vaccines are bad, you will also find evidence for that. Like, you have to check in. You have to. You have to have that ability. And people don't have it. And people are so afraid to stand in their own knowing, and it drives me bananas. There is a force field, if you haven't noticed, around the entire body of work that is the second paradigm. Whether you're interested in reading our docs, our teachings, buying any of the products that I make, like, you can't. You can't unless you're supposed to. You can't force yourself to buy a thing, because the whole body of work, the whole existence of our body of work requires that you have access, that you have the ability to check in and see what's here for you. You have to do that. Otherwise, no. Otherwise, go away. Otherwise, I don't like you. I don't want to be around you. I don't fucking trust you. Like, it's that simple. I'm not here to like make a buck and turn a quick profit and, you just got to do what you got to do, Miriam. Like, it's how you make a living out here. You got to sell your products and promote your shit. No, I fucking don't. No, I fucking don't. And will I be okay? Yes. Yes, because my survival and my safety is insured by God, not by fucking dollar signs. That's a whole other topic. But like, you go on the internet and you look at any of these archetypal influencers, because that's all they are. They're just playing a fucking character, not even a real goddamn person. You look at them and they're selling you something. I have nothing to sell you. Ideally, you don't buy any of my shit unless you're exactly aligned to buy it. Like, it is so precise. It is so fucking precise. And if you're not supposed to be around any of my stuff, then you won't be. And if you are, and I don't fucking like you, I will kick you out. I will get rid of you so fucking fast, your head will spin. Like, god damn it, I'm baffled beyond measure that people don't check in. Like, they check in with the people that have the following, that have the influence, that have the evidence to back what they're saying of why beef liver's good or why beef liver's bad. Beef liver is the example in this stupid fucking rigmarole. Like, I could give two shits about beef liver. Literally. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Do I take it? Yes. Do I enjoy it? Yes. Do I enjoy the process? Sometimes it's a lot of fucking work, but the beef liver is beautiful. And I don't know what else to tell you. I'm not going to tell you, oh, well, it's great for copper and vitamin A. Like, do your own research. Use your fucking thumbs. If you're interested, if it's here for you, you'll get it. That's like with anything. But everyone is so biologically fucking manipulated that they can sell you a little fear-mongering story. You don't even realize you're being roped into it, but you are. Yes, you are. You're entirely roped into it, and then before you know it, you're buying the fucking product that they're trying to sell. It's like, stop. Enough is enough. And we call it business. We call it good business. We call it, well, they need to make a living too. We have all these justifications. Same thing. I was hot. I wasn't even hot about the beef liver thing. And it's not even about beef liver. It's like the person that sent me the thing about the lady that doesn't like beef liver. Like, it's like, I don't fucking care what this lady has to say. Fucking then don't buy my beef liver then. If you're so afraid or you're so nervous or you don't know, then stay away from it. Stay the fuck away from it. Anyway, what I was really hot about this morning was RFK Jr. because I'm like, people are so deceived by this ha fucking movement. It's like there's a ha in there because you're being made a fool. Come the fuck on. How do you not see this? Like, how do you not see it? He is so pro-vaccine. He has no, but then it's like, oh, but he's just saying that because he has to say that in order to get in, because like the Dems are still so asleep, and like you can't just come out and outrightly say that like you're anti, because then you would never get in, you wouldn't be able to make changes. Like you have to get in on the inside in order to make changes from the inside out, you know? I'm like, what is going on with people? Like, am I the only one that sees clearly? Like, what the fuck? How are people so deceived? How are people willing to just go to bat for like absolute nonsense? And how are people still believing in the political system that it means anything or does anything or even has an impact on your life? Directly, it doesn't. Your life isn't any different. It's just as shitty as it was in October. Like, your life still sucks. Your life is still hard. Come on. Who are we fooling? Who are we fooling? And to go back to the beef liver thing, like, for fuck's sake, if I'm having 3.5 ounces of beef liver a week, too much of a good thing is a bad thing, or isn't a good thing, or whatever the fucking quote is. That, you're gonna tell me beef liver? Unvaccinated, grass-fed, grass-finished, perfectly pristine, like the most beautiful color of red, not a fucking blemish in sight. You're gonna tell me that that isn't a good thing? Like, that's fucking nuts. I have eaten and drank so much worse shit in my life. No, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. It's fucking nonsense, and it's everywhere. And when you don't have the ability to check in, when you don't have a real-time personal connection to God, when you don't know who the fuck you are, when you don't have an opinion, when you're afraid to stand on your own 2 fucking feet, like, you're useless. You're useless here. You do nothing. You make no change, and you just go along to get along, and you buy into whatever you need to buy into in order to be a good person, and you follow all the rules. And you literally make zero impact. What a fucking waste of a goddamn life. That's what happens. Getting all fucking sweaty in here. Oh, this isn't sweat. My hair's wet from the shower. Oh, it's so irritating. Now David's getting back into drive. What, were you watching me from afar?
What?
Were you watching me from afar? I'm just pissed off.
Oh, I know. It's good.
Were you watching?
I popped on for a second. I wasn't watching the whole time. I had to take measurements.
Oh. Measurements?
Whoa. Wait.
Isn't he lucky? If only you could be this lucky to be with me all the fucking time and listen to my tyrannical rants.
You're not like this all the time.
I know. But it's fun to get people to think that I am.
That's true.
Because they're like, whoa, I can't believe David puts up with that like 24/7. Like, that's a really abusive relationship. Like, wow. Like, we need to save David. There's gonna be like fucking people picketing. Save David, save David.
Hashtag free David shirts.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You're a new Free Britney. Ugh. So yeah, I'm frustrated. And I think people are fucking stupid. And I don't want anybody to buy my products. That's basically it. Like, I'm not in it for the sale. I'm just not. Like, I'm in it for if it's here for you. Like, it's a fucking check. Like, if you have to be able to check in and get quiet enough and ask God, you know what, is it here for me? In this example, this stupid fucking example, is it here for me to take beef liver? And then if you get back a no, then you don't fucking order it. If you get back a yes, then maybe you try it. And if you get back nothing, then you don't make yourself wrong. You just get back nothing, and it means nothing. It's just fucking nothing. And then you get over yourself and all your woes about, I checked in and I didn't get anything back, and oh my God, there must be something wrong with me. It's like, oh, that's what's wrong with you. The fact that you think anything's wrong with you. For fuck's sake, get over it. There's nothing fucking wrong with you. So irritating. Intuitive people are the most insecure, docile motherfuckers on the planet, and I can't fucking stand it. And you just go and you take what everybody's saying, like, ugh. You can find anything. You can find anything of why vegan is better than keto. You can find anything. And it's like, check in. What did you get when you checked in? It's like, oh, well, I don't know. I read this article and I heard that like the Mediterranean diet's really good. It's like, do whatever the fuck you want to do. Become a person. Be somebody. Don't just fucking copy and paste all these different ideologies and think that you're actually someone, because all of that shit is so fragile and it'll snap it in two. It drives me nuts. So that's it. That's my rant. There's probably more, but it's the same old thing over and over and over again. You have 2 cents, David?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the reality is, with all these conversations, is we don't know enough. We don't have enough information on the ground floor, right? Like, there's not enough research. The research that is done, I don't trust it enough.
Well, who's it funded by?
Exactly. It's so uncertain, and it's weird watching people make these claims, and like this one in particular, when Miriam pulled up this exact
The beef liver.
post about the beef liver. It's interesting because she's pushing off of copper, but she's pushing off of copper because of Morley Robbins and the copper book that he wrote. Now that's a big health craze. So because Morley Robbins wrote a thing on copper, now she's pushing off of copper and saying maybe too much copper isn't good, which is actually mainstream medical health advice. So she's pushing off of the alternative health and then making a hard claim there, but it's like that we don't know enough. Right? That's the thing, is we don't know enough. And since we don't know enough, how do you handle the uncertainty of life? Our solution is to handle the uncertainty of life by going to our real-time personal connection to God, understanding that there's an actual benevolent external intelligence that's capable of making these sort of calculations, and it gets baked down into our own personal experience. And it's never going to be beef liver's good or beef liver's bad. It's going to be, is beef liver good for this exact moment in time based on my circumstances and what I'm doing? And sometimes when you check in and you get nothing, it's more important for you to be in this confusion and tension and feeling worried about your health and all of it than anything else, because that's where your evolutionary edge is at, right? Like, that's where all of the nuance comes in. So, I mean, I get that on the surface, it seems like you're just burning down everything and you're like, I fucking hate everyone's advice on everything. But I don't even think that's necessarily the case. It's just, we don't have, I just don't think we have enough information on the ground floor to make these kind of decisions. And it's frustrating to watch influencers and authorities pretend they have enough certainty to make these decisions and then fool people.
Well, and it's for money. It's for dollar signs. It's not for anything real. Money isn't even real. Money isn't fucking real. Money isn't fucking real. Does anybody get that? No. We all want to really believe that money's so real and that it's such a solid foundation that we're existing within. But it's what you have, USCCA. It's what you have to do, Miriam, to like trade goods. Like, how can you exist in the world without money? It's like the entire idea is fucking made up and we all collectively believe it. And that's what these people online are doing. It's like fucking, it's affiliate, it's clicks, it's links, it's trash. They've not actually built anything real, because if the internet goes down tomorrow, I fucking pray that all these goddamn apps go away, for fuck's sake, because it is absolutely ridiculous. What are these people gonna do? They haven't actually developed anything of substance. All they are is a regurgitator of information that then pushes their product. It's fucking insane. I don't want to push any fucking products. I want to push a real-time personal connection to God. Do you have it? Yes or no? Chances are the answer is fucking no. The answer is fucking no, because when I really press on people, they fucking collapse. And it's infuriating. It's like, well, then what are you standing on? You're standing on a bunch of made-up ideas by people that you respect on the internet. So yeah, I mean, I know you say that I'm not trashing on people's, but I am. Like, David has a nicer approach of like, well, you know, we don't have enough information. It's like, yeah, that's also true, but these people are fucking idiots. I can't stand for it. The only thing people need to be saying, in my opinion, is what did you get when you checked in? Is it here for you to buy this fucking red light therapy? Is it here for you to get the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da? No, but people won't say that because they'd rather have you biologically manipulated so you buy their thing and you ensure their safety. They're fucking using you. and nobody sees it, and everyone just wants to justify it. It's a classic empathetic narcissistic relationship. Fucking classic. Oh, he gave me 2 black eyes, but it's okay because he got me flowers the next day. Oh yeah, she scared the shit out of me with her fucking posts about fucking copper. So, but it's okay because, you know, she's really smart and she gave me a link to the other thing that's... Is that really gonna help you? Fucking probably not. Probably fucking not. Because you are biologically manipulated. You are bound up like a fucking rubber band. Panta David.
Well, I think it's...
The views increase
it's
when it's you talking, and the views drop.
No.
Yes.
I imagine it's frustrating for you because this is your operating system, right? Like, this is the way that you approach life, which means that this is also the way that you're approaching your own creations, right? Like, you're not building products by looking at the market and seeing where the demand is and then figuring out how to generate more demand by manipulating people.
Right. Absolutely not.
You're
Fuck
just,
that.
you're making whatever you're called to make. And I would say it's more about you personally than it is about having to sell the products. I think you would be just as happy creating all of these things if it still felt the same to create them if nobody bought them. Or if
That's
a bunch
how
of
I
people bought
feel.
them.
That's exactly how I feel. I love just the pure process of creation.
Yes.
And whether anybody buys my tinctures, my beef liver, my tallow, I literally don't give a shit. It's either going to sell or it's not going to sell, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But that is not how the world works at all.
Yeah.
But I want people they have to check in. Like, I demand that. And like, if you're not someone that checks in, I don't want you around. Like, I don't. I'm not trying to be rude, but I am trying to be rude.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, that's our main thing, right? So it makes sense that our through line of our entire ideology then makes its way into everything that we do, even tallow and tinctures and other things that you're creating, because it's not about building a massive lifestyle brand that then generates sales.
I don't care.
I know. Because, I mean, we started out in business coaching and in the like entrepreneurial circuits and whatnot. And I had a marketing agency right before I was a channel, while I was a channel for a little bit. And that was one of the first things that we called out, was all the manipulation. And it's weird thinking about it from an economics perspective, you know, like supply and demand and the charts and all that shit. Because the actual free market requires free sovereign people making their own decisions, right? Like that's what it would require for the system to work the way everyone imagines it works.
And we're not sovereign.
We're not. And you look at the way that sales funnels work, and this goes back. It's not just like social media ads and influencers. Before this, it was email marketing. And before that, it was literal junk mail. You would get it. And the reason why junk mail stopped working is because people started throwing things away, but they would still check every single email. They would read every single email. So
That's crazy.
emails work.
I have like 30,000.
And now nobody reads emails.
Right.
So now the email conversion rates are down, but people still scroll through social media and they'll click on things that are compelling. But the entire time it's about emotional manipulation. It's about making you feel like crap so that you need a solution. But 10 minutes before, you didn't need a solution. You didn't know about the problem. And the hard reality is the problem probably doesn't exist. Or if it does exist, it's so small that it doesn't matter at all. It makes almost no difference in your life at all. And we're getting just led around. We're like chickens with our heads cut off, and it's frustrating. So even though we sell products, it's like we care about that more. You know?
Yeah, I care. Well, because, okay, here's the thing. When someone finally buys a product, like they've been following along for a while, and then like it's like years. Even just recently, someone bought beef liver for the first time. It's been like 3 years that she's been like eyeing the beef liver, and it's never been here for her because she's been checking in. And I'm like, yes, you are the only customers I want. Yeah. The ones with access. And she fucking, for 3 years, she asked about buying beef liver. She asked God, and God said no. And then 3 years later, she gets it. That means something. It's like time. It's here for her. She trusts her intuition.
Yeah.
Like, and I know beef liver is like beating it to death because it seems like such a stupid fucking example, but it's everywhere. It's all over these platforms, and it's maddening because we're not sovereign. We're not. That's why in my Instagram stories today, I said, just fucking pretend like you're sovereign. Pretend. Because you're not. None of us are. We don't know what it's like to be psychologically free from this thing. We don't even know where we are. We don't even know what we exist within. And then we have these people online telling us the next thing we need to buy, but use code blah, blah, blah for 10% off. And then every cha-ching goes to them because they're ensuring their safety, because they don't know that their safety is insured by God. They're ensuring their financial security. They don't know that their financial security is insured by God, and it has nothing to do with money or numbers on a screen, that's all entirely made up. We don't want to talk about that. We don't want to admit that. We don't want to admit that what we're living within is dark as fuck. And I'm sure it's okay for me to I could probably up my beef liver to fucking 7 ounces a day. Whoa, then what would happen? Who fucking cares? They're spraying us constantly. You think beef liver is the main concern? You think me eating a whole fucking, I don't even know, are they gallons of Tillamook? Nook. I call it something that it's not. Tillamook.
Taking something to drop off our packages.
You think that me eating however much ice cream I want, who fucking cares? Who cares? Like, we're not these like perfect specimens of health, and we never will be. And we're never gonna feel better here. We are on this like obsessive mission. Nick, we're speaking of beef liver, we're sending out beef liver right now. We're on this obsessive mission to feel better. And it's like, we need to acknowledge where we are and how dark this place actually is and why you're here, like your very existence here, and you're going to be fine. Our bodies are so resilient. My mom has had 2 strokes and she ain't dead. Like, it's fucking mind-blowing what the body is capable of. So don't worry about it. David keeps locking the door. Oh my God. I'm in here. I'm secure. Hi, Danny. So that was my big frustration. I have 3 frustrations today. One was with the plow guy. He's classic fucking narcissist. The other one was with Bobby. Like, I'm like, how is this a thing? Where are the people that like can see through all of it? Like, where are the people that are like not deceived anymore? Like, I can't find them. Like, why are people just continuously making justifications for this guy? Like, it is so weird to me. It's the same justifications that they make for Trump. It's the same justifications that they make for everything. I don't understand it. I'm like, do I just not have any people anymore? Like, is there just, hi, Carol. Like, is there just not anyone? I mean, I knew people were going to get rocked back to sleep, and they did. Danny and Carol are here.
Hi, Danny and Carol. Hello.
I was just talking about the justifications people are making for like just everyone, like RF Kennedy Jr., Trump. Like, it's like,
You got a lot to say today.
Well, I know, because my 2 main topics were RFK Jr. and the plow guy, the narcissistic plow guy. But it's not even that fun to talk about, you know? It's just classic. It's just classic behavior. And I have no tolerance for it. I have no tolerance for really much of fucking anything. And I feel like everyone's retarded, and the ones that aren't retarded just would rather be retarded so they don't have to have a hard life. So they don't have to like look at things as they actually are. I don't know. I don't think you're supposed to say that word on. Oh no, you can say that word. It's the bundle of sticks word that I can't say on YouTube. That's what you can't say here. Oh, I can't buckle up. Let's see. Yeah. Anyway, do you guys want to piss me off about something else? You know, say something else. Get me going. David has such an eloquent way of putting things. And I just want to rip everybody's head off and rip them to shreds. I think we need both in this world. And this is the reason why Miriam wants to kill you. See? Doesn't it make sense? Carol says, I wish I could be so honest. I love it.
Oh, you can be.
Yeah, Carol. If you like me, it's because you need to be more honest. That's the only reason people like me. And the reason why people hate me is the same reason, because they wish they could be so honest. Because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to be around this level of radical honesty, or at least just riffing on what I fucking think. At least I have opinions. We need more of that. And the people, of all people, Carol, I know you fucking have some opinions, and I know you fucking know some shit. Don't even pretend like you don't.
Yeah, it's usually the people that know the most and are the most tapped in and have the purest connection to God and have the clearest intuition that say nothing. Because we can feel the like psychic ramifications of us saying what we're about to say. We can feel that it'll rock the boat. We can feel that they won't like it. We can feel that it may change someone's perspective about us. But like, what's wild to me is in the actual experience of just saying whatever, it does nothing. It does nothing. Like, you can still feel the little tinges of like, oh, well, they didn't quite get it, or they didn't quite agree, but it doesn't actually change the dynamic. Like, I think we overinflate what the consequences will be. We like get in our heads about things and pretend that there's so many consequences from us being ourselves. But I think the reality is other people, they're not feeling those subtleties anyway. They're not really thinking about those subtleties. And even when they feel a little bit off, they have their own shit that then makes them still want to preserve the relationship dynamic. So it's wild speaking up and watching the world reorganize. Mm-hmm. Like watching everybody just change. There's no real consequences because everyone else plays the game too.
Mm-hmm. I know. I learned that when I went apeshit on my neighbor about vaccines. I was like, no, there was no informed. She's like, well, I believe in informed consent. And I was like, yeah, but it wasn't informed. Who read the packet? The packets were blank. Come on. There was never informed consent. I don't know where our charger is. Unless my phone's going to die. And then, you know what? And then I was nervous afterwards because I was like, oh, fuck, I really went hard on her.
Trigger.
I really went fucking apeshit on her. And, let's see. This is gonna work. Oh, I really went apeshit on her, and I was like, oh, fuck, I don't know if she's gonna like me after this. No, it doesn't work. Oh, it's because it's not plugged in. And she didn't. She didn't fucking bat an eye.
No.
It's like the conversation didn't even do anything. Well, hopefully it did eventually.
Well, now she just knows your perspective, but it doesn't actually change anything. It's still fine.
It's not working.
That's weird.
Look, guys, I can sell you a Blue Shield for the low price of $199. But it doesn't fucking work, so maybe you don't want it.
It's not passing.
All right, what did Carol say? Carol said, I told my brother the other day about him bragging about Trump. He said, yeah, I understand, Carol. I used to be there. I'm like, fuck. I told my brother the other day about him bragging about Trump. Wait, I'm getting lost, Carol. He said, yeah, I understand, Carol. I used to be there. I'm like, fuck.
He thinks that she's behind because she doesn't see all the Trump.
Oh,
all
how
the good Trump's doing.
How Trump's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fine. It's actually been relieving to me having the dynamics be more out in the open. Like when people actually say the things or are offended in the way that I know they're going to be already, it's a little relieving to have it be real, not just in the timelines where you can feel that something will happen. Like it's kind of exhilarating having it actually happen.
Wait, what do you mean?
So like, I can tell that if I say something, or if I stand up for myself, or if I push back on our landscaper, or on the narcissists in my life, that they're going to get angry, they're going to get defensive, they're going to start preserving their identity, they're going to just throw a fit.
Mm-hmm.
I know that that's going to happen. So my approach before was like, let's just let it drop. I don't care. I already know what's going to happen. It's a waste of time. But what I found is by actually engaging, I get a lot more relief because everything is real. It's
Yeah.
out in the open, and it's like, oh, they did exactly act that way, and there's no doubt about it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's like, oh, this is exactly what happened in reality, and it's actually kind of relieving to have it just be real and out in the open, because then I don't know if I even get more information after that. Not really. It's just it's validating.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I knew this was exactly what was going to happen, and then it did happen. That's okay. At least now it's real. Like, at least now the relationship in reality is reflective of what I felt it was anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
I gotta go this way.
Well, I think it's like relieving, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, yeah, you are a fucking asshole. Everyone was giving you the Benny of the doubt, and like I fucking didn't. And now it's all like all the cards are out there.
Yeah.
Like for all to see.
Yeah. It is weird with the HOA stuff, seeing that people do not know these dynamics. They cannot spot them. They are completely oblivious to them. They get, like, they're really bamboozled by the Riz, by the narcissist, by the sob stories, it works on people. And it's weird seeing the way that things are going to go before they happen, speaking into them when we can, but then just watching some shit go to shit because nobody else can see it.
Here, let me run this in.
Oh, I don't have anything.
No, we have to drop off the game.
I know. I am. I'm just saying I don't have anything. I'm going to run this in.
Oh. Okay.
You can keep going.
Oh, yeah. Her brother thinks Trump will save us. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people are stoked. Trump and Elon Musk and Doge are going to save the fucking world. Like, I don't even think that small government's bad. I think it's a good direction from, like, where we're at as far as the actual structures. But it's not that good.
Wait, what are you saying?
What are you doing?
Oh, I was looking for the charger.
Oh, the other charger to see if it would work.
Yeah.
I don't know if our fuses blew on these.
And all of them? We have a cigarette lighter right here. Oh, no. Here, let's try this one.
Okay.
This is a USB. But pull this out.
Oh, it's just a straight USB?
Yeah. Who knew?
Oh, that's
Oh,
where our
because
other
it's a
charger is.
charger. It's not a straight
Yeah.
USB. I was like, that's crazy for this old gal. Yes.
Oh, good.
Okay.
That's awesome. You have to. Oh, that's
I'm just
fine.
going to leave the car on. You're going to be 2 seconds.
Same.
Cool. All right. Yeah, the Trump brainwashing is weird. Like, I loved that we went down the Trump rabbit hole, but it's not a place you're supposed to live. You're supposed to go down there to be able to see through it. It's weird that people, like, live there, and they've just totally, they love it. Just watch my mom. She just loves it. She loves Trump. She's so proud of him. He's done more than Biden's done in 2 weeks. You know, it's all the same talking points, all the same scripts. Yeah, it's weird. Carol, yes. I was saying that Trump, how it's weird that, I don't know, even just my mom's really proud of him, everything Trump's already done.
Yeah, that's what I was saying right before you grabbed the chargers. I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, I think for our government to get smaller is good. I think lots of the things that are happening, they're good from this reality that we're in and how everybody thinks about it is exactly what's happening perspective. Like,
I'm way more black-pilled than you, I guess.
I think it's fine.
See, I
think it's fine.
It's all part of a bigger play, though.
I know, but that's
which is
the thing.
nefarious.
Yeah, nefarious in, like, that it's dark. And they're trying to prove that God isn't good.
Right, it's a pretty BFD.
Yeah, oh, I know. But, like,
Big fucking deal.
I guess it's not that I don't see it as a bad thing overall. It's that, like, I agree. Like, people are saying, like, oh, this is going to create a better quality of life for us. I'm like, yeah, probably.
Oh, right.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
I don't believe that, like, this is the tyrannical takeover and our whole democracy is going to fail and everything's going to go. I don't actually, like, I think the perspective's actually right. If I look at it just plainly, the perspective's right. But then I go, yeah, but what does that do? What does it do for our quality of life to get better? What does it do for our government to get smaller? What does it do for us to think we have more freedom than we do? What does it do in the long term?
Right.
What's actually trying to play out here? And is it possible that everything that's playing out, including making our quality of life better and making things more convenient, is a part of the bigger play. That's the way I think about it. So it's weird because I agree with Republicans on lots of things as far as just what's happening right now. But like, they're only looking at what's happening right now. And I'm trying to look at what's the long-term play in humanity. Like, what's darkness doing? What's light doing? What are we doing? What's government doing? How are all these players interacted in? And when I look at it from that perspective, it's still, I don't think what's happening is bad. Like, it's going to make our whole life terrible, or we're going to end up in camps tomorrow.
No, we're going to end up in smart cities in 20 years.
And it's going to be convenient as shit. And we're going to be richer and our quality of life's going to be better. I agree. But I think that's a bad thing. And that's what's weird. That's what's weird to fucking articulate.
Yeah. Well, there she is, my 7th grade teacher. She taught us how to balance our checkbooks. The only fucking thing I remember. Isn't that crazy? She taught us like real world things. I mean, back then it was real world. Now no one has a fucking checkbook. But she works at the library now, retired. I think she forgets my name, probably because she's had so many students, but she's like, hello, former student. So she calls me. She must call all of us that. But anyway, yeah, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing to think about, like, quality of life getting objectively better. But, like, I think people are going to be even more and more miserable. Because, I mean, they're miserable right now. And it's weird to see people be so miserable because, like, Orange Man bad. Like, that's weird that it gets so drawn into your actual, like, day-to-day. That is bizarre to me. Like, it's like they've got you by the ball sack. Like, you are so biologically manipulated if your day is impacted by the headline of Orange Man bad. Like, that's weird to me. It's also weird to me, I know I keep touching on this RFK Jr. thing, because he's obviously pro-vax, but, like, people are, like, saying he's not, and, like, even when you pull direct quotes of things that he said, they still, like, they justify it, you know? And they were like, well, that's not what he meant, or like, oh, well, he needs to play the game in order to get in. Like, he's just trying to get in so he can make changes from the inside out. Like, there's all these narratives around it, which is like classic, you know, abuse victim, Stockholm syndrome, justification behavior. But, like, aside from that, it's weird to me that, like, there are going to be moms out there that are going to vaccinate their children because RFK Jr. said so. Like, that's weird. That whole thing in itself is bizarre to me. Because it's like, wait, didn't you check in? What do you mean? Because RFK, well, because the, you know, the NIH or whatever, oh, it's because it's the CDC guidelines. It's like, wait, but what about God? What about you're the expert on your child? Like, what about, huh? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you ever trust anyone outside of yourself for your own child? Like, I don't get that. Like, genuinely. It just baffles me. Like, is that how docile and insecure we are as a people? Like, we have no ability to use our real-time personal connection to God and take a stand for something. Like, we just crumple. We crumple because all of our loved ones around us are doing what they're told, so then we might as well go along to get along. Like, that's what we're living within? Like, man, this is crazy and sad and fucking pathetic that it takes so much courage to be someone here. Like, they have just, like, stripped us down to no end so that we become one of the 12 archetypes. Like, that's weird. Aren't you angry? Like, don't you not want to be that? Like, don't you want to actually be who you are? Don't you want to embody your soul here? Don't you look out there and you see no one that's saying anything that you're thinking? And doesn't that infuriate you? Like, me? Infuriates the shit out of me. That's why I fucking say something. Because I'm like, what the fuck? This is what people need to be saying. Why aren't they fucking saying it? Well, I'm going to fucking say it then. And I don't care if I look like a lunatic. I don't care if people agree, if they get mad, if they, whatever they need to say, they can say. It literally doesn't matter because I know that I'm fucking right. And that's how it's been since the dawn of time. I have always felt this feeling of, like, I know I'm fucking right. And that it doesn't budge. It doesn't fucking move. Like, where is that in people? Why doesn't everyone have that? It bothers me. And if you don't have it, don't you fucking want it? Like, don't you want to practice? Like, don't you want to just shake Satan's fucking apple cart? Isn't it obvious that shit's fucked here? And like the whole reason shit's fucked here is because it's dark as fuck, but like we don't want to admit that because then we're going to manifest it. We can't talk about darkness. It's like, okay, so we just can't talk about anything. We just can't be real about anything that's going on here. We just all need to play pretend. We need to play these niceties that we actually like these people that we don't fucking like. We need to stay in these relationships that we don't want to actually fucking stay in. Like, that's crazy. That's how beat down we are. That's just in our personal sphere of life. That's not even like zooming out and seeing how toxic and fucked up shit is. And like, and then even talking about the shape of the earth, you're considered a lunatic, or like being like, you know, have we ever gone to space? Is space even real? What if it's just water up there? Like, that's offensive. Why is that offensive? Why is it offensive if I say I think it's fucking flat and it's domes within domes and there's shit beyond the ice wall where there's other civilizations? That's just what I think. That's what I get when I check in. It's like pop-o-matic trouble. It's fucking just bubbles. It's bubbles everywhere. Domes within domes. That's what I see. Use your own access. You have to check in. What do you get? And can you get what you get and then stand on it in front of people? Like, that's the thing. It's like people check in and they get an answer, but then they won't stand on it. And they'll hem and haw and they'll get all insecure and they'll have to go and try to find somebody on here that's saying what they're saying. And you're not going to find it because nobody's pulling what you're pulling. Obviously, everyone's just a little regurgitator of fucking talking points and then selling you products based on those talking points. It's insane. It's insane, the world that we live in. And we're just like, oh, that's pretty normal. It's just the way it is here. Really wish I could sell products like those people. I wish I could do that. I wish I could, whatever the fuck we wish, I don't even know. I wish I could be so out of alignment like all these other people around me and be okay with it. It's like, you're fucking out of alignment right now. Like, be somebody. God is asking you to be someone and like actually let your soul land in your goddamn body. Can't you feel that? Like, isn't it obvious? Isn't it obvious when you look out there and no one is saying anything remotely close to what you're getting when you check in with God in those quiet moments when you're doing the goddamn dishes? Isn't that alarming that you're the only one getting these messages and then you're so insecure and you won't fucking say them? What the fuck is with that? Darkness won. Darkness won. Like, fucking game over. If you're not going to say what's coming through your feed, we're fucked, because it's these intuitive people that are actually connected to God that are so fucking insecure, crafted by darkness, by the way. Perfect plan. Perfect plan. You'll never be anybody. You will never do it. And that is infuriating to me. And then I go to the point where I'm like, you know what? Fuck them. They're never going to do it. You're right. Moving on. They'll die this way. They'll die exactly this way. And this is it. Game over. Next. Moving on. I need to find the people that are willing to do this, that are willing to bet their entire existence, their reputation, fucking everything on this intuitive connection to God and knowing that it's real and knowing that they're not hijacked and they're sick of being insecure, they're sick of being docile, they're sick of second guessing themselves. Like, where are the people that are just going to go for it? And that are just not going to believe the lies. And when they check in, it's like, oh yeah, that's irrelevant for me. Oh yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. I don't know. I don't want beef liver. If I wanted beef liver, I'd fucking buy beef liver. Like, that's what I want people to talk to me. Like, talk to me like that. Like, Miriam, if it was here for me to buy your fucking beef liver, I fucking would. But it's obviously not here because I fucking checked in. It's like, perfect. Perfect. Where are more of those people? Where are they? Where are the people with a stance? Where are the people with the backbone? Where are you? And if your backbone's floppy, fucking just keep listening to my videos. We'll strengthen your fucking backbone. I know you have shit to say. Dave is driving me in circles. So we don't lose my feed.
I'm getting us food.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay. Feeling better?
Good.
I know so much of this was just pouring through in the shower. It was just like red. I fucking hate everybody. I don't really hate everybody. I just hate the people that aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, and then I hate the dumb ones. So I hate most people, but then when I love you, I love the shit out of you, and I'll fucking squeeze you so tight, and you're gonna fucking pop. It's my hate for you is fucking just as ferocious as my love. It's just how I am. I'm just gonna squeeze you. I'm gonna squeeze you so tight. I'm never gonna let you go.
Never gonna you go.
Thanks, Danny, for the fire sign. What do you think?
I mean, it always tracks for me. I think it's your frustration makes sense. I think you're frustrated at darkness, and you love the shit out of people when they're like trusting themselves and their soul. And
oh my god,
like,
it's my favorite thing. It's like my favorite thing ever.
Well, partially because it's so fucking rare.
Mm-hmm.
Even when it's there a little bit. Like we know quite a few just normal ass fucking people who are in their corporate job or who have worked their corporate job, who are like bright enough that they can acknowledge the rightness and they can like make decisions on it.
Mm-hmm.
And like they're all our friends.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where the fuck they are. Just this fucking guy at Staples when we drop things off, he's at least bright in the eyes. Like the people that we love. Most people they're just normal fucking people. They're doing their thing, and they have that sense of rightness inside, and they value it at least a little bit. It's in there.
Yep.
But when people don't value it, it's fucking crazy.
It's maddening.
Yeah, it's maddening for the individual. Like, it's maddening to see it happen to someone. Like, I think for me, I don't know that I really go to anger like you go to anger. I more go to like sorrow and despair.
That's true.
But I think and I don't know that I completely make the leap either, because it's hard from inside the emotion to see it clearly. But I think the thing that I'm like sad about is the state of the world because of what darkness is doing. I'm not really sad about these people or like the decisions they're making. Like, I'm not really sad at them, and I don't think Miriam's really mad at these people. It's just like this thing sucks. It fucking sucks to have so many people confidently have no autonomy.
Wow. Yeah.
And the more confident they are in having no autonomy, there is a threshold where I start to very much dislike the person. When they are just a walking script and like mean about it or like arrogant about it. That makes me frustrated. But most people aren't. Most people are pretty insecure about it. And for those people, I can't really get angry at them. I just feel like bummed. And I don't know that I fully connected it yet, but I know cognitively that the thing I'm bummed about is literally that darkness is on Earth and that we're this far down the thing. And when I think about it cognitively, I know that the thing that you're angry about is just darkness. Like, what the fuck? Back off.
Yeah, I feel like I want to like take everybody from, because the way that I see darkness, well, I see it in a lot of different ways, but it seems like this like mechanical mechanism, like a spider. It has like a square body and these like square legs, and it's basically over the entire dome. And there's like several of them. There's like a big like mama spider, and then there's a bunch of little spiders. It's all very like mechanical, like pixelated kind of vibe. Like, what are those things in Minecraft? Those
What, the big ghost things?
No, the
Gas?
spider. The spiders.
Spiders.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, anyway, it's
Yeah.
like that. Niche audience. I don't know.
Yeah, very much. I'm into it and I don't even know what you're talking about. So
Well, whatever. These
Yes,
big
yes.
ass spider things, like very mechanical. It feels very, it doesn't feel like organic or of earth. It's like very mechanical. But anyway, I want to like rip people from its grips.
Yeah.
Like, I want to like just, but then the people are like, no, I love this leg. Like, and I'm like, for fuck's sake. Like, no, like this leg is abusing you. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, Miriam, you're the bad one. You said I should take beef liver and that's bad. And I'm like, okay, fine, fuck you. Then that's where I go with it. I'm like, okay, fine, fuck you. Stay attached to the leg then.
Yeah.
It's over. So then that's when I get mad at the person. Like, I'm not so zoomed out as you are. Like, I get really pissed at the people when they're not doing the thing that's here for them. And it's so obvious. It's so obvious. And they themselves have told me, like, well, I know I know I really should quit my job. It's time to, I'm like, well, why don't you do it? It's like, well, because I'm thinking if I stay for like 6 more months, then I could save more money. And then, but man, I hate my job. I'm like, well, what do you get when you check in? It's like, yeah, I could quit. Like, I could have quit last month, really. I was even thinking about it, and it's like this whole hemming and hawing process. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why are we even talking about this? You should call me after you fucking quit your job and be like, Miriam, I fucking quit my job. I'm scared as shit. I'm like, Perfect. Now we can do something. But like, it's the whole like, I don't like it. I can't spend time there. I'm like, if you already know what you know to be true and you're not standing on it, why? 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 How? How are you living your life? How?
All right, let me see if they have some burger.
Okay.
You want to keep going?
No, because I like Aldi.
Oh, okay.
I love Aldi, and I want to check the Aldi aisle.
Okay.
But yeah, that was
All right,
it.
guys. Thanks for tuning in. It's very fun. Very fun. I get a kick out of it.
I know.
I know you think it's like too much for me, but it's not.
I know.
I get a kick out of
Well,
it.
I saw you smiling, and I was like, oh, he loves this.
I do. I really do.
You know.
Because I agree, and I see exactly what you're coming from, and like, and I also love how you don't explain it. That to me is funny. It's funny that you don't explain it at all. Because if I were to explain everything, I think like most people would be like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I know, I'm not an explainer. You know what I realized today after I got out of the shower? I was like, I'm not a teacher. I don't like to explain. Because I was listening to Peggy Hall earlier this morning, one of her videos on RFK Jr., which I highly 10 out of 10 recommend because she's fucking on the nose. And I know that woman's connected to God. You can fucking tell and you can feel it. And she's got the snark and she's got the sass. And I fucking appreciate the shit out of her. But anyway, she was like, I'm a teacher. I love explaining. And I was like, I fucking hate explaining. I am not a teacher. And then after the shower this morning, I was just like, you know what? I'm not a fucking teacher. I fucking hate explaining. And I was like, you know what? That's just me. I feel so good about it. Good. Because I've been wanting to like, well, I should explain it better and people need to understand and I should break it down for that. But it's like, no, if you can't pull the same thing I'm pulling, then I'm not talking to you.
Well, it's also not your role. Because your role is literally to offend people.
That's
because your role is to yell. It's to yell at the spider legs. And when people identify with the spider legs, they feel as though you're yelling at them, but you're not. Because the moment the moment they were to let go of the spider leg, you'd be like, oh, thank God, welcome back, fucking sister. Like fucking what you got? Like you'd be fucking best friends immediately. Because I think like you actually really, really love people, and you really can see their souls and who they're capable of becoming. Yeah. And I think it's tragic. But to see how manipulated and bound to shit people are. And I think the way your feed comes in, like your real-time expression from God, the way that God directs you to your own channel comes through is just like you gotta yell at the fucking thing that's manipulating them. And if they can see that they're being manipulated, then
there's room. And we can actually talk. Yeah.
But chances are they're not going to see that it's not them and they're going to get offended. But then at some point when they start to like separate from it just a little bit, then they'll remember.
Oh, I know.
And then there will be room. And they'll be like, hey, you were totally right.
I know. Back in the day, I used to be so confident. I was like, you'll fucking think of me in 10 years. I mean, I still fucking say that. What do I mean back in the day? I still feel that way. I'm like, you'll fucking think of me. Don't worry. Like, come on. Or whatever, like when we're in the FEMA camps, which may or may not happen, you're going to be thinking of me because you're going to be like, you know what, Miriam was right. I didn't need that red light mask because I have no place to plug it in here next to my cot. Like, fuck, there are no plugs here.
Yeah.
Like it's, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I would hate to have you gripping onto that teacher spider leg.
Oh my God, I know. Well, David's such a good teacher, as we know, and a good educator, and he's good at explaining, and he's good at making things make sense, and he's good at making it make sense specifically to the person that it's supposed to make sense to. Like, he can explain something, like, to Danny or something, I'm like, that doesn't freaking make any sense to me, and she's like, oh yeah, I get, that makes sense, that tracks. I'm like, what? It's a...
I don't notice that I do that.
It's a total gift. Yeah. Total gift. And I'm like, fuck, I think for a long time I've wanted to be like a teacher and an explainer and like, because I value that quality in people.
Yeah.
I value it very highly.
I will say though, if you were, people would not feel connected to us at all. Because one of the sacrifices...
What if we were two explainers?
Yeah, one of the sacrifices of my fucking essence is that people don't really feel connected to me. They like appreciate me, but they don't really feel connected to me. But people fucking love you.
Yeah.
People fucking love you.
Or they hate me.
Or they hate you. Yes, that's true.
Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. True. If you're here because you're hate watching this, you also have a camp. There's a team Hate Miriam camp as well.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
100%.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, but I think you have much more capacity for connection.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we were both explainer educators.
Then it'd be dry as shit. Then it'd be, hello, welcome to Advanced Intuitive Concepts by the Second Paradigm. I'm David. And I'm Miriam. It'd be like just
Oh,
fucking
God.
so.
It'd be so sterile.
Yeah, yeah. But like because of who you are, it forces me to be very casual, and it forces all of our content to be very casual.
That's true.
And then like I would never shoot something like this. This doesn't make any sense. But it's helpful. I think it's helpful and it rounds it out and it makes us actual fucking people.
It doesn't
which
make
I appreciate.
any sense.
I appreciate it. From a structural perspective, from the way I think
well,
about
because
it.
I was like, I'm just gonna go live, and David's like, do you want me to post it in the community? I was like, no, it's fine. I was just gonna go live,
Yeah.
and there's like no notification, no thumbnail, no nothing.
Yeah, but I posted it anyway.
I know. I was like, oh, his OCD is gonna wanna your precision.
I want people to know.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. I know. I just had to get it out. It feels like it's like diarrhea or fart or just something. You just have to get it out.
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel with explaining things. First, that's how I feel.
Oh,
with
that's interesting.
Figuring things out, and then that's how I feel with explaining things. Like I'm still figuring out time a little bit. There's this whole new pocket of our work we're pushing the fucking furthest edges, and there's time and hope and a new motivational system. There's all of these pieces that are kind of fitting together, and me understanding it is like maybe like 40% of it, but me understanding it and then translating it in a way that makes sense and having those words be long lasting and like not just like half-assed. That for me, crafting the language, I feel the same. I feel like I've been like backed up the past like month just trying to like put together these pieces, and I can't get there yet. But for me, it's a much longer fucking problem. I can't just sit down and do this. I can't just flush things out because I don't actually have it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know your process is so different. It's crazy to watch, David.
Yeah, it's longer.
It's
much
longer, slower, way more intense.
I guess you're here screaming at the phone. They're intense in different ways. Mine's more emotionally taxing to me, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's just hard to watch because there's like nothing I can do.
Yes.
There's nothing anyone can do.
Yeah. And it's hard to watch you get all I'm sorry,
in the
boob. It's hard to watch you get all backed up too. Which is why I like it. I like it when you're talking and getting things out.
Yeah, and you're right. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know if this video even made a lick of sense.
Oh,
but...
it does. It does. I didn't mean it like that. It does make sense. It's just not. You're not like teaching. You're like ripping into things, and I think that side of things is so fucking important. So important.
Yeah, I feel like I really want to embrace my villain era. Like I really do.
Good.
Yeah, I just want to be the bad guy. If that's what it means, if I have to be the bad guy in people's lives in order for them to wake the fuck up, then cool. Then I'll be it.
Yeah, and I think when this continues, like when you continue to teach less and do this more, I think you'll actually like temper out a little bit internally.
I think so too. I know.
But you'll just be like kind of like snarky and have your fucking opinions and just still rip into things just as much, but probably more often.
Yeah, so it won't feel like a backup.
Yeah.
A backlog of bullshit.
Yeah. Like we'll be fucking watching, we'll be clicking through YouTube and you'll see a thumbnail and be like, hold on, I gotta go live. They'll fucking or like do a fucking story for like 45 seconds and then it will never build. I imagine that's where you're going. And I imagine, I don't know, something will change for me too and I won't be just fucking puckered for a month trying to figure something out.
No, you're not.
What?
You're not usually. Just, it only happens
occasionally.
When there's just new material coming through.
It's true.
I just want everyone to be like psychologically free.
I know. And it is frustrating.
It's kind of a big ask.
It is a big ask given our circumstances, given where we are. Yeah. I know people really love authority.
Oh my God.
Really love
it's so much.
Offloading their perspective. Really love it. It makes them feel smart, which is weird. Makes them feel like in the know and informed. But we got to get some fucking actual neurons firing.
It's weird with the beef liver thing because like you can find any example of why beef liver's good or why like beef liver's bad, right? But then you get into the nuance of it, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, just for this example, I'm like, well, okay, it's from a farm that I know.
Yes.
Like, I know the farmers. Okay. We've talked to the cows. Like, they're grass-fed,
Great people.
finished. Yes. They
I meant the cows.
the cows.
So I was trying to make a joke.
Yeah, it didn't work.
It didn't work. I know.
The ash, they put ash to regenerate and remineralize their farm, their fields. Like, there's just a lot of care and attention that goes into it. They're not vaccinated. Like, the livers that come out of that farm are just beautiful.
Visibly different.
So it's like, to me, it's like, what kind of beef liver is this homegirl talking about that's so bad?
Yes. And that's what, that exact thought is what made me say there's too much information. Because we want to categorize things down and go, is beef liver good or bad? It's like, what beef liver from what cows? From who? With what packaging standards?
Right.
Because when you're a producer of goods, you realize that you can be unethical and there's no consequences.
True.
You recognize that you could cut your beef liver with like 50% sawdust and nobody would ever know ever. And then it's like, if there's this much room,
Yep.
how the fuck do we know we're getting good anything?
Right.
And it's like, you don't. There's way too much
Yep.
information. There's way too much information to take into consideration to know whether something's good or not good. Like, that's the hard reality I've had to come to as like a relatively smart person, is that I can research for weeks and I can know things better than anyone else I know and still feel like I know nothing.
Yeah.
And that, like, it humbles me. And then it reminds me of why intuition's so important.
Exactly. That's where I was going to go with this next. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then it just boils and it makes it way easier when it's like, oh, okay, well, I'll just check in.
Yeah.
Like, is it here for me to get beef liver? I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's the simple solution to all of those, like, studies and everything. It's just a real time.
I mean, it's simple, right? But you have to validate. How do you know that God is real? How do you know that God is good? And how do you know that you're spiritual enough or fucking evolved enough to actually get it right? You gotta work through all that fucking insecurity, and it takes a long time.
So no wonder.
So it's not simple exactly, but once you have the architecture built, once you know who the fuck you are, once you know that God is fucking real, once you know that it works, once you validate in your experience, because you have time after time after time of things working out exactly in line with your own intuition. Once you have that enough, then it's easy. Then you just check in. Then you go, what's here? Is it fucking here? Is it not here? But the reality is, where most people are at, it's just a fucking cloud of undifferentiated thoughts. It's fucking fears and worries and other people's thoughts and social pressures and then little tiny whispers of God.
Well, because it's like, well, so-and-so said this, but then I read in this book that you shouldn't do that, and then you should do this instead, and then this says that. And I'm like, huh? Like, why are you reading all these books? Just use your access. Like, you know your access is true and valid, right? And good. Is that Kathy? No, I don't know. Thought it was our neighbor.
Yeah, and you don't even need to figure out whether or not beef liver is good. That's irrelevant. It's should I take beef liver right now? That's the actual question.
Right. And in all honesty, I'm not looking to sell much more beef liver because it requires me to capsule a fuck ton of pills today. So I'm not trying
this isn't a promotion.
I'm not trying to sell beef liver. I'm not. I have my refill girls. They are consistent and it's very nice. And
I mean, I think if anything, our products are like it's a little fun thing that you get to do, and I think it's a cool example of how the energy actually works. Like I love that people get to practice checking in on things through the fucking wide variety of your tinctures or whatever it is, and when they're because your tinctures are great. All of your products are unbelievably high quality, so that's not an issue. It's just like they get to practice their intuition of, like, because even tinctures are a little nebulous. It's like, well, this would help with kidney and this would help with this, and this is for respiratory, and you can fucking go into the map too. But it's like when you check in and it's there and you feel a call to it, it's like fun. And then to feel your body respond to it, it's like, oh cool, I just validated my intuition through this whole experience.
Yep.
So I think it's fun to help facilitate those little intuitive pings. But then when it gets outside of that into the larger marketplace, it's not fun anymore. It's not like it's not serving its purpose.
Right. Yeah. I can't imagine growing the business to like such a degree where like people aren't checking in with every purchase. I'd be offended.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that. I need everyone that, like, before they click buy now or add to cart, It's like
Yeah.
there's a check-in, and I know that there's a check-in.
Because that's kind of the point of the product line in the first place. Yeah. All right, let's get some food.
Yeah, we're gonna go get some grass-fed, grass-finished Aldi burger, which, by the way, if you didn't know, I'm not telling you.
I don't even know if they have it anymore.
Well, they haven't had it.
There's so many times.
But there is a very fancy brand that is Buco Bucks, as your dad would say.
Yeah. I can't picture him say that, but
he said it.
Say
Buco.
He said
it was
probably right.
Buco,
probably right.
Buco Bucks. Which is crazy because that brand of particular burger that it's like highly sought after and very expensive.
Like $10 a pound kind of fucking sought after. It's crazy.
They sell it at Aldi, but it's under the Aldi label. But we know that because we've bought cases of this burger, and it came in those
And they came in the
boxes.
original box.
Uh-huh. So just saying, don't be fooled by the...
It's the fucking same.
It's the marketing.
Yeah.
It's the manipulation. It's just the same fucking burger. It's the burger that you'd pay, like, I don't know, what, $12 a pound? It's something ridiculous.
Oh, it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like 10. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it was 12. It's that kind of burger. Like fucking separated off, and like the packaging is even a little bit different in the way that,
Yep.
it's just stupid.
Just marketing, because then they
Same
have their
cows.
white label Aldi brand.
Yeah.
So just saying.
All right, let's go.
Okay, bye. Bye.